Well, if you didn't know who Katie Porter was, I guess you're gonna know now.
Please listen carefully.
She's as funny as Lucy and she's in the know. She's as smart as Phil and always on the go. It's the Patsy Hoolahan Show.
That poll from Emerson and Inside California Politics also presenting a new snapshot of the race for California governor. Now that former Vice President Harris has decided not to run, former OC Congresswoman Katie Porter, the Democrat, is out front with 18%, with Republican commentator Steve Hilton in second at 12%. No one else is polling in double digits.
Nikki Lorenzo, great to see you on this Friday evening. Nikki, let's start with your initial analysis of the gubernatorial results. Could a Porter-Hilton matchup really be in the cards?
Great to be with you, Courtney and Micah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if history is right here, if we look at the past big statewide races, even though we have a top two primary here in the state of California, we've seen a Republican and we've seen a Democrat. I have to say both of those candidates are really loving this poll. I have a fundraising text that went out today from Katie Porter's campaign, and in it she says our campaign is the clear Democratic frontrunner with a 13-point lead over the next closest Democrat. Steve Hilton's campaign quickly jumped on this poll too, touting that he has been dubbed the person that can take it to the Democrats and Katie Porter. But this is the thing too, you have a lot of Democrats running. Katie Porter really is the only one with a ton of name ID here right now. She's coming off of that big Senate race, although she did not make it through the primary. With Kamala Harris out, though, this has been the speculation. Once she got out of the race, Katie Porter would really be the one to beat. But again, it is still really early.
What do you think of the governor's plan?
I support the governor's plan.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%? Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
How do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position.
But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't.
I feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
argumentative. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the questions you haven't written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't care. I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
never had to do this before, ever.
You've never had a conversation with
to end an interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
Okay. So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting is a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just on the responses to that question. And I've asked everybody the same follow-up question.
Oh my, she looks like Large Marge.
That was the worst accident I ever seen.
It's so good. I want to tell the audience that reporter is Julie Watts, CBS News. And my own take on it is Katie Porter's not ready for prime time. That's obvious. You could tell from the dress she was wearing, the lighting she accepted, and her absolute meltdown and being asked follow-up questions. I mean, pretty basic follow-up questions. But I will say there was something mildly antagonistic about this Julie Watts that I loved. It was like everything she said was so by the book. And her tone wasn't bad either. There was just something very needling about it that it was absolutely delicious. And Katie Porter, she was responding a bit to that and also to her own ineptitude mostly. But that's what made it so compelling, is that the reporter didn't give 1 inch and clearly was like, fuck off, this is happening. And Katie Porter knew she had humiliated herself and kept looking for the moral high ground, but couldn't get there. She was desperately trying to get there and just never could. She obviously ended her campaign. I mean, what Californian would vote for that?
Oh, well, a lot can happen before elections happen, but I'll tell you, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
You know, I think that reporter is going to get some job offers. I just have that hunch. Don't you?